up guys, this is Steve for Android at Night, and today what I've got for you is my 5 favourite SMS apps for Android. In another one of my videos I asked you guys which SMS apps you were using, so this is partly based off that response and also partly based just off my own research and stuff over the last few days. Now the way I've been using SMS for the last say 6 months has been through the Hangouts app. This allows you to combine your SMS messages with all of your Hangouts messages. It works really well if the people you're contacting are sort of competent and use Hangouts, and I don't mean that in a horrible way. A lot of people I know don't really realise they've got a Hangouts account, and then it can get a little bit confusing as far as you message them, you think you've sent an SMS but you've actually sent a Hangout, or vice versa, and it can get a little bit messy. But if most of the people you contact are used to using an Android phone, Hangouts is a really nice way to unify everything into one messaging app. But moving away from using Hangouts, Textra was by far the most recommended by you guys in the comments in quite a few of my videos. I've given it a try and it's quite easy to see why so many of you guys rave about it. The UI is really nice, it's very clean, very crisp, and it's a really lovely implementation of material design. If you swipe to the left, it will give you the option to delete. I love the fact that you don't just swipe left to delete. You swipe left, then you have to tap the trash can icon. You can also swipe the other way, and this reveals the option again to tap to call. I love the fact that it's a 2-stage process for all of these. You don't accidentally call people or accidentally delete message threads, which I have done in a couple of other SMS apps that I've tried. You've got the lovely floating material plus icon, which will allow you to compose a new message. There's also a couple of other cool settings. There's a mark all as read option, which is really useful. It drives me insane when I've got, say, one SMS unread, and it's from about 6 months ago, and I have to scroll all the way through to find it, and then this just allows you to clear that in one click. It's got some nice options as far as theming, so you can change how it looks. There's also a blacklist built in, so you can make it so you don't receive texts from certain numbers, which is really useful. And if you text a lot, there is an option to make it so you can instantly compose a message from the notification shade, which is really cool. Next up, we've got Google's messaging app, and this looks very similar to Textra. It's got a nice little material design with that little floating button that if you click will take you to compose a new message. However, the major difference I found between this and Textra is that when you swipe, it automatically archives the message, and this is whether you swipe it left or right. But as I said before, this is a sort of an easy gesture to do by accident, and it's very easy to accidentally archive messages when you don't mean to. It does have an option to hit undo, which is much like the new Google inbox, which is great, but I think the way Textra does it with that 2-click sort of technique is a little bit nicer. Although one cool feature it does have is group messaging, which allows you to send a text message to all of your contacts. Next up, we've got EvolveSMS, which is another one that you guys recommended. This has got a slightly different take on material design as far as the UI goes. You can scroll in from the left of the screen and you'll get a scrollable list, which is very similar to Textra or the Google messaging app, of just all your conversations. However, if you swipe right to read a conversation, you can then swipe again to the right, and this will sort of cycle you through all of the conversations as well. You can also modify the notifications on a per contact basis, so you can make it so by just glancing at your phone you're going to know who it is. Another cool feature is the ability to add a PIN to the application. Now I've talked in the past about apps which will allow you to password protect the rest of your apps, but having it actually built in is pretty cool. And also if you buy the extra feature pack for I think about 90p, which is like $1.20 I think, you can do things like schedule SMSs to send at a certain time, which I don't really have any use for, but I guess if you're like a professional doing something or other, there's probably a use for this. And there is also a bunch of different theme options. Finally on this list we've got Chomp SMS, and now this is an app I've got a little bit of nostalgia for. I used to use this on the HTC Hero back in the day. The design is very material again, it looks really nice. But there's no swipe option when you're going through your inbox, which I think means if this is for someone who's slightly less tech savvy, they're much less likely to do something by accident, so this might be a good one for more elderly relatives and people like that. You hold down on a contact, you get a bunch of options. You can call them, you can check the details of the contact, you can edit the notifications, so again you can have a similar setup as with EvolveSMS. You can make it so your notifications are unique to different contacts. There's also a blacklist option. There's also an option to email the conversation, which is pretty cool. It means you can use this as a way of backing stuff up, or if you're sort of sending stuff to other people, you can email it across. And finally, there is an option to pin a contact to the top, which again I really like. If there's those contacts you're always using, you can pin them to the top, and you know they're going to be there. There are also a bunch of different themes, and there is the option to mark everything as unread as well, which I really like. So there you are guys, those are 5 of my favourite SMS apps for Android. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything I've missed, or if there's any SMS apps you think I should be using. And if you say SMS too many times, it starts to not sound like a word, so I'm going to stop saying it before I go insane. But I hope you've enjoyed that video, guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't seen me before. I think I've gained, I'm getting 100 or so subscribers a day at the moment, and you guys are interacting and commenting and tweeting and stuff, which is all fantastic. It's sort of reinvigorated my love for doing this, which is obviously initially why I started making videos on YouTube, but then I kind of lost my way a bit. Now I'm really enjoying it again. I'm really enjoying interacting with you guys and learning more stuff that's geeky and cool. But yeah, if there's anything you would like to see, drop a comment below. As I said, please like this video and subscribe. You can follow me on all my social media things, the links in the description. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.